Hello everybody, welcome back to Steve's Gear. Today we're going to do a little bit of an unboxing and initial review of the Foursevens Quark MKIII QK16L. Kind of a mouthful of a name. But this is a Foursevens light by Prometheus Lights. This is the only light that I have that's actually by this brand. But they seem to be a pretty well-reviewed brand. They have some lights that go for quite a bit of money. Then they have a few more budget options. I would consider this one probably more of the budget option. I'll let you guys kind of look at some of the specs on the box there. We'll go over a few of them. Never carried this. I have pulled it out of the box once or twice, but pretty much it's just been sitting brand new. So I thought, well, we'll make a video of it, kind of take a peek. Maybe I'll carry this one a little bit. This last week I was carrying the new Phoenix light, so I thought, well, maybe we'll switch up with this one. So inside the box we have some extra O-rings and a tail stand cap. We'll take a look at that in a minute. We have some instructions, which the instructions, normally I don't always look at them, but these are actually fairly important. I pretty much almost guarantee you'll be taking a look at those. And we have a little card. Recharge me early and often. Talks about some battery tips. It's always good to have. And then we have the light itself. So we'll get rid of some of this packaging here. We'll keep the instructions in there. Alright, so we'll kind of take a look at the light. Like I said, it's the Quark MKIII QK16L. This is in the midnight blue. Nice, well-built light. I mean, it does feel like a quality light. It's not incredibly heavy, but it's not super lightweight. Interesting clip. They claim it's one of the best clips you'll use. I haven't been able to put that to the test yet. But it does look like it'd be a good one for easy to get into something. I mean, it looks like it'd ramp in there pretty easy. Pretty stiff. It only has the tail cap function, so no other buttons on it besides that. So if you like clicky buttons, this one might be one to look at. We'll take a look at the battery first. Nice threads. You know, I've noticed that all the machining and stuff seems pretty quality. This one runs off of a 16650 2200 milliamp hour rechargeable battery. The one thing to note when you buy these lights is I'm glad I looked a little bit on the website, because they do not come with a way to charge these batteries. So if you purchase one, you know, if you already have a battery charger at your house, you can use a rechargeable battery charger to charge this up, or you're going to have to purchase a charger, which is what I did. And I'll kind of show you what I got. I bought one of their Foursevens flex chargers. Basically, it's a USB charger, has these magnetic ends, and you will just actually clip it right onto the battery, plug it in USB, and it will light up here at the end, indicate, you know, red for charging, green for charged. This runs off of USB. So definitely something you're going to want to look at if you decide to purchase something by this company. Like I said, they don't come with a way to charge. So I don't know if you'll be able to see inside there, but yeah, I've been pretty happy with it does have that O-ring right there. This light is rated IPX68, so dust and water resistant. I'll give you a look inside there for that LED. I believe this one has a updated LED. This company also claims that, you know, they don't release a battery or a flashlight every 5 minutes. You know, they say that they took years to develop this one, so kind of they run by the motto, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's a relatively newer color, I believe. Don't quote me 100% on that, but I know the color is new for 2023, I believe. And it does have the 319A LED if you're into the LEDs. I don't know a bunch about them, so I'm not going to claim to know if it's an upgrade or not an upgrade. This one's on sale right now. Not a whole lot off, but it's normally $85. This one right now is $72.50. And if you add the flex charger, you get 20% off of the flex charger. I think all said and done, shipping to my house and everything, I think it was about $98 for it. So not the most expensive light, but definitely not, a super budget light. Now this is kind of where it gets into a little bit of the instructions. So when I first got it, I had to use the instructions quite a bit because I didn't know how to change the modes. So this one has a adjustable user interface, so you can adjust it to your preference. So different configurations on it. Configuration 1 is basically high and burst mode. So basically you're going full throttle every time you use it. Configuration 2 is max and then strobe. Configuration 3 runs medium, then high plus burst. 4 is low, medium, high plus burst. 5 is high, medium, low plus burst. And then option 6 is low, medium, high, strobe, SOS beacon, and then burst. So, it kind of depends on your usage, however you're going to use it. If I was just going to have this at the nightstand or something, maybe I would just run it on configuration 2, max and strobe. Those might be the only two that I'd want to use. If you were going to be in a setting where you might not use high all the time, maybe you would, keep it on configuration 4 or something so you could ramp up. Or, if you, like me, normally I run my lights normally pretty much in medium or high all the time. So configuration 3 is probably what I'm going to run it in. We'll go over some of the lumens. So low mode is basically what they call moonlight, 0.8 lumens. Medium is 70 lumens. High is 300 lumens. Max is 650. Burst is 650. SOS is just the general distress signal. Strobe, 650 lumens at 20 hertz. And then beacon is 2 blinks for every 5 seconds. So that's kind of why this would be a good one to use the instructions in, because you're going to need to know what configuration you're going to use. We'll go over the configurations on how to change it a little bit. Every once in a while I do make a mistake configuring it, so bear with me. The light seems to run at about 4,000 K. So depending on what, brightness or, more of a warm light or cool light, depending on how you like it, this one does run at about 4,000 K. Yeah, so we'll go over the mode it's in now. Right now it's set up in configuration 6. So that's basically the whole toolbox. And that way we can kind of go through all the modes together. And I can show them to you. And then I will show you how to configure it back to configuration 3, which is the one I will probably use the most. So right now, we're in moonlight mode. The first option, barely even see that. We'll go into medium, and we'll go into high, strobe warning, and we'll go into strobe, then we'll go into the SOS beacon. And then we'll run into the, so kind of all the different modes. Now, if we're going to change up the modes, what we'll do, if you're brand new, you'll use your instructions. It'll tell you how to program. Basically what you're going to do is, so instead of clicking the button, which you can click to change your modes, or you can just half press, what you're going to do is you're going to half press 10 times in 3 seconds. And then what's going to do is it's going to blink the amount of times that it's for what mode it's in. So we'll kind of go through that. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's in configuration 6. We'll press it again. 2, we'll put it on 1. Press it again. Mode 2. Now we're in mode 3. So we take our finger off of it for 5 seconds, and And what it's going to do is it's basically going to configure it into mode 3. So for mode 3, remember it's at medium high. So now we have medium and then we have high. That's all we got. Medium, high. So you can click it, medium mode, click it again, high mode. So that's pretty much how I'm going to use it. Now you can always double click to enter burst mode from any mode. So two fast presses will give you high mode. So I'll probably use the medium mode and the high mode. So that's kind of how I'm going to leave it set up. I probably won't, I don't use moonlight mode very often. So for me right now, that's what I'll use it on if my use changes. I don't really use strobe mode. You know, I kind of have a light I use here at the house. It's like a nightstand one, and I know how to get into strobe mode quickly, so this will be more of just a carry. And honestly, for me, medium and high will be the two that I use. But it's nice to know that you can configure it however you want. I'll be kind of interested to carry it. Unfortunately for me, I have kind of a collection of flashlights, and I always have these ambitions to carry all of them and do reviews and things like that, and it doesn't always happen. Last week I did pretty much solely carry that Phoenix light that I reviewed a little bit ago, and I will have a little bit of a review coming up on that. This plans to be the next one that I'm going to kind of carry around for a week or so. Maybe at some point I can do an update video on it. If you have questions about it, or if you have any lights by Foursevens, I'd be interested to hear in the comments how you like them. If you have this light, I know there was a lot of Kickstart backers back when they originally did the Kickstart years ago. And they do have, like I said, some high-end stuff, a little bit more budget stuff. This is kind of my entry into the world of Foursevens and Prometheus lights. But yeah, I've been pretty happy with the build quality. I feel like it does feel like feels like a well-built light. Doesn't feel cheap. We'll do a little bit of a size comparison. I only have one light kind of by me, so we'll have to just go with this one. But this is the Baton 3 Pro. So if you're familiar with some of the O lights, that's kind of a size comparison of the two. So it is a little bit longer than the Baton 3 Pro, and it does, I would say they're pretty similar in diameter. Lengthwise, this is probably more close to the Baton 3 Pro Max that came out. I have one of them, but I don't have it by me right now. But I would say it's probably more towards that length. Obviously, the big difference is the tail cap. So this one won't tail stand, you know, it'll stand on the top, but not on the, you know. So that's where this little piece comes in. If you're interested in having something that will tail stand, for me, tail stand, I don't really use it very often, so I'm not that worried about it. But this will, it's got these little two little clips there, and basically they'll correlate with these here, so you can just stick it in there, and then it will let you tail stand it, and you can still access the switch. But for me, I'd rather have a little bit more of the tail cap protruding. So just kind of personal preference on how you'd like to have that. It does have a little bit of a lanyard hole if you just plan to attach a little lanyard to it. But yeah, pretty cool light. I can't speak to the battery type, the battery length, how long it lasts. I don't really know. The throw on the light is supposed to have a max throw of 150 meters. So we can kind of test that out and see how that works. I don't even really know as far as the beam pattern goes, how it is. That'll have to come for some kind of update to let you guys know how it compares to, say, some of the other popular lights. Maybe I can kind of compare it to something as similar as far as power-wise goes. I'll have to kind of think of something that's... maybe I can compare it to that new Phoenix light I got, The modes seem to be a little bit similar, but yeah. Well, that's all I got for kind of a quick unboxing and overview of that. As always, if you have questions, throw them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. I'd be really interested to hear if anybody else has this light, how it's held up, how they like it. And yeah, well, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.